Good evening, everyone. Before I call the meeting to order, I would just like to let you know, unofficially, that tomorrow is Pastor Pitt's birthday, his 69th, and they had a birthday celebration for him yesterday at his church. I was not able to attend because I had another event, but from my understanding, Trustee Dr. Winston stood in my stead, and she showed up, and she showed out, and she was well received, but the village did provide him a proclamation proclaiming that yesterday was Pastor John Pitt's day in the village of Sauk Village. So I just wanted you to know that. Now I would like to call the meeting to order at 7:02 p.m. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Burns? Absent. Trustee Johnson?
Here.
Trustee Jones? Absent. Trustee Sterling? Absent. Trustee Sapp?
Here.
And Trustee Sterling says she will be here for the second meeting because she doesn't get into at 7:04. And Dr. Winston?
Here.
I was explaining why Trustee Sterling.
Oh, okay, thank you. Upon roll call, it appears that we do have a quorum, so we are going to move forward. This is a special meeting of the Committee of the Whole, and we will be talking about our annual review of the village insurance, and I'm going to invite Cliff Taylor of Insure One to come and speak with us.
Good evening, Mayor, trustees, clerk, residents, residents of Sauk Village. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? All right. Again, good evening, everyone. I am Cliff Taylor from Insure Source. We are the insurance broker for Sauk Village's general liability and workers' comp insurance programs, and we have come up upon our time for renewal. So I am here today to discuss the renewal, discuss various options and where we're at today, and answer any questions that you all may have. All right, first, thank you all for allowing me to continue to be the broker. We've done a great job for the village. We've been representing the village now for right around 10 years now. We formed a great partnership, so definitely just say I just appreciate it and thank you. First, I would like to go over our executive summary. As you know, over the years, for some of you that have been here, we've had some rough years, especially after COVID, with some very tough renewals. And I'm pleased to say we do have a very much better renewal this year. The municipal insurance market continues to face unprecedented pricing and capacity challenges. Much of this is a direct result of continued litigation against the public sector along multiple lines of coverage, as well as general market property loss. This year, the village's main insurer, Liberty Mutual, exited much of the market and notified us that they would not offer renewal terms. Once again, our firm conducted a full-scale marketing effort to mitigate the village's cost and risk. We are happy with the outcome outlined in this proposal. The result is an overall 5% increase in premium without compromising terms or limits. On the property policy, which has faced reinsurance challenges due to large catastrophic losses nationally, we had to be strategic and place the coverage with 3 separate insurers. This resulted in coverage enhancements at the most competitive price. Once again, we're pleased with the results and are confident that the terms outlined in this proposal represent the best possible outcome for the village. On page 3, we just talk about, again, our risk management services, what we do for the village, how we constantly look at the policy every year, run the claims. That helps us try to analyze and come up with the best results for the company. On page 4, this is our marketing results. So what we do every year, we go out to the marketplace, and of course there are not a lot of carriers that insure municipalities. Just a handful. So we go out to the market every year, so every carrier that we entertain the municipality. And we have markets that come in Gotta speak, okay. Got it.
Much better.
So yes, with the marketing results, we went to all the different markets that were entertained. That's what you see on page 4. So you see the different markets approached, you see the companies and their responses, whether they declined or whether they quoted. Are there any questions so far before I go on? Yes, Trustee?
Mayor?
Yes.
Trustee one, too. I don't know, it may not be loud, but nonetheless. So you say that several insurance carriers have pulled out of the business?
Yes, over the years, we have carriers that have pulled out of the market, not pull out of business, but pull out of Cook County.
Oh, Cook County.
Out of Cook County, yes.
Okay, and so you have replaced those in this packet today?
Yes, so yes, Liberty Mutual did non-renew, so we did find another carrier that will replace Liberty Mutual, yes.
Is the name of that carrier here?
It's in here, yes.
You said on page what, 4?
Well, page 4 is the marketing results, yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. The copies that our trustees have are every other page, so for Andrew's, we read
Okay, that's
it's
what you
just
said.
every page.
Oh, should I be looking at this one here?
The one you're passing out now? There you go, that's, I see the notes.
Oh, now I just,
I have one. Thank you.
Give us 1 minute for,
Absolutely.
please give, trustees for
Okay. So again, on page 4, these are our marketing results. These are all the carriers that we went to that would entertain quoting the village. And again, on the far right column is where you see the responses, whether they quoted or whether they declined to quote. Okay? If you go to the next page, this is what we call our insurance tower. So with a lot of municipalities and the type of structure that Sauk Village has, we have what you call a partially self-insured structured program. And what that basically means is you are self-insured up to a particular dollar amount, and then the insurance carriers come in and they cover everything over that. And the reason they call it self-insured is because those amounts can be rather high when you look at them. They're not like your typical deductible that you may see where you may have a $10,000 or $20,000 deductible. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. After you reach your SIR, that's when the reinsurance kicks in. This is how most municipalities operate with a partially self-structured program. You do have some smaller municipalities that still have a fully insured, but those are becoming very rare as well. So these carriers, they want the municipalities to kind of take on the brunt of the smaller claims, and they take on the more serious ones. As you can see, your SIR for most of your lines of coverage are $200,000 for your general liability and your auto. Law enforcement is $500,000, public officials is $500,000. That first tower you see is Obsidian, where you see $5 million. That's your first $5 million in limits. This is the carrier that replaced Liberty Mutual. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I do have a question. Now, I see where we have flood insurance and earthquakes. Now, we have a $5 million insured rate for the earthquakes. We have the same for flood, and they're $25,000 and $100,000 deductibles. My question is, if we're not considered a flood zone, nor are we privy to earthquakes on that level, if we lower these dollar amounts, can that offset our deductibles, or can they offset the price of the insurance?
So on the property plan, the $25,000 is actually lower because Liberty Mutual was higher than that. And we were able to get that and get favorable rates. With Liberty Mutual, it was $100,000 across the board for all the lines. So the different carrier that we have now, they just have better coverages.
Right, so my question is $5 million for a flood, correct?
That's the limit for that, yes.
So if I take that down to 3 million, would that change my deductible? And would that help us any in our costs?
It wouldn't change the deductible. It may take a little bit off of the premium, but it wouldn't be anything drastic.
And if we did that for both ways?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those it wouldn't be, because we don't really see earthquakes. That's part of the overall coverage. So yeah, but it wouldn't be dramatic in terms of any price change.
So when you say dramatic, it wouldn't take $1,000 off? So if I took my earthquake down to 3 million opposed to 5 million or even 2 million opposed to 5, will that take our deduction? Would it add $500 off our payment? $1,000 off?
Very possibly could.
I would like for you to look into that because we are not in the flood zone, so we can probably negotiate in that area. And neither do our area do earthquakes, so we can probably negotiate in that area as well.
Okay.
I would just like to see how it would change our costs.
All right. Now, wasn't there one building that was in a flood area? Wasn't there one building that was?
Residential area.
Okay.
Residential.
But I mean, city owned or city owned? I thought we had a city owned building that was kind of in a flood area. Okay. I'll get that address and verify because I remember us when we were looking at this, when we were changing from Liberty, there was one that was considered a flood 2 zone, and that's why they had a different deductible for it. This one covers them all the same, but I'll verify with that address to see. Okay, so with our city and being your primary coverage at $5 million in limits, we also have the excess policy, which is Arch Specialty. That gives you an additional $5 million in limits, which gives you a total limits of $10 million. And that's how you get to your $10 million in limits. And then, of course, we just discussed the property and the different deductibles there. You have your prime coverage with a $5,000 SIR and pollution that's at $100. So everything remains the same, just the change in carrier. Yes, ma'am.
What does what does the SIR stand for?
Self-insured retention. Look at it like a deductible, but again, because of how high it is, they don't consider that a deductible. They consider that self-insurance because of the amount. Yes, Trustee?
Yes. I'm sorry. I am going to ask trustees that you maintain the protocol that the mayor recognizes you and where you ask questions. I'm not, I have my hand raised, but you just gotta talk numbers. We're not, let's move forward from there. We need to make a statement, just raise your hand and get acknowledged. Thank you. You are acknowledged, ma'am.
Okay, so I would like to know, why is the village carrying a $500,000 self-insured retention for law enforcement liability? What would okay, is that better? That's better, okay. I said, why is the village carrying the $500,000 self-insured retention for law enforcement liability? And what would the premium be if they lowered that retention? Because I'm seeing one lawsuit could cost the village $500,000 before the insurance even helps. And that's one of the biggest, as far as with the law.
Okay. So over the years, that SIR for the law enforcement, at one time we had it at $100,000. It has increased over the years, and that's basically due to claims. So as you can see, where we have a lower SIR for some of the other lines, except for law enforcement, that's because of those claims. So it's just a matter of claims over the years, where that SIR has gone up, and we talked about trying to get it down, and the carriers will not.
Okay, so what claims caused the 5.3% premium increase?
Oh.
Was that the only one that?
Oh, there were a number of claims over the years. So when they look, so every year when we go out to the carriers, we go to a market and we give them a 7 to 10 year loss run. And they look at all of your losses over the course of all those years and determine basically premium versus claims. And where did these lawsuits come from? And unfortunately, a lot of times they do come from law enforcement. That's just a highly litigious area, high risk, occupation. So it just comes with the territory, right? So that's where a lot of the bulk of your claims come from.
Can the administrator provide the board with a report of all insurance claims, settlements, adjustments paid off on behalf of the village in the last 5 years, including the total amount paid out of the village's pocket, portion under the SIR?
I think that I would like to defer that question to our broker and/or our attorney and not the village administrator. I do want to also let you know that as we talk about this surge or deductions, know that it's not accumulative, that each case is considered on its own. So if one is 200,000, we pay that. If it's 300,000, or up to 300,000, we pay that as well. So we don't add the 200,000 and the 300,000 to get to the 5,000 before the insurance company pick it up. So I don't want you to be blindsided once we receive the invoices and bills for settlements and all of that.
Yes, Trustee Burns.
Thank you, Mayor. The other question I have for the SIR, we have $500,000 for the law enforcement and also for the public officials. We are liable to pay upfront $250,000 before our insurance giving?
That's exactly how it works. So yes, look at it as a deductible. That amount is what you would be responsible for first, and then the insurance company comes in after that, correct?
Now, you said that both of our insurance, of course, is law enforcement. So my question is, if we take this down to 300, if we take this down to 300,000, because of course we have to come with 250 first. So we take this down to say 400,000, then that's all we have to give if we have money, correct?
If you take law enforcement down to 4,
Yeah.
we don't have that option.
Why?
Because the carriers, this is the lowest the carriers will go at the 500,000.
Is that the same for public officials?
Yes,
So they won't go lower?
they won't go lower than that.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions on this piece?
And just to give you an idea, because I know Trustee Jones had a question about premium. So over the last 6 renewal cycles, the village has paid approximately $4.5 million in premium. Over that same period, the insurance companies have paid out $7.8 million in premium in claims. So when you look at a premium versus claims, the insurance companies have paid out more in claims than they've collected in premium. That pretty much puts us at 174% loss ratio. And why I'm saying that is what I'll explain later when we get to the premium comparison sheet. So the renewal we got this year is pretty good considering where we've been over the last 4 or 5 years. We'll get to that in a few minutes.
Excuse me, Mayor, I have a question. So the 4.5 million, you said what's the time frame for that?
Over the last 6 renewal cycles, so since 2020,
Since 2020?
yes ma'am?
We have paid out 4.5 in premiums, but we have 7.8 million.
Yes, the insurance companies have paid 7.8, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, the other pages, they talk about the different coverages that we have in place, so it just talks about them like, specific in terms of what the changes are. So I want to go to your premium comparison page, which would be page 17. So if you look at your 25-26 policy year, this is our current policy year, and you see what we paid in premium this year, which is the $1,251,434. With the new policy year coming up, with the same coverages and no changes and the small enhancements that we have to the property, the premium goes to $1,314,371, which is approximately a 5% increase. Again, very good renewal considering some of the claims we had over the years. Over the last 4 years, we have seen double-digit increases every year. So to get a single digit this year it's pretty good. And this has been my lowest yet this year with the municipalities, and I represent 15 of them. I did look at some other options in terms of seeing if we increase the SIR to bring the premium down. So for example, where you have your 200 now and your 500 for law enforcement, if we went from the 2 to 350, that would save you roughly around 1% off of your current rates.
And the current rate you did quote is 1.3.
That's if we make no changes, right?
But if you do what you just suggested, that would bring it down at least 1%.
It'll bring down 1% off of your current rate, so it'll bring you 1% off of the 1.2, your current premium.
Oh, 1.2.
1.2, the 1.2 million, 1% off of that. So 1% off of the current rates, not the renewal. And again, I don't know if you want to go that higher in the SIR, but I just want to show some different options there so we can see. And I was just out getting some of these numbers in, so I do have an addendum that's not part of that. That's why you don't see the 350, but I have it printed out here. But I can make sure I get it to the mayor and get it to Mr. Finch, so I can make sure everyone has it. Yes, Trustee?
So if our SIR increases, does that affect our deductible? Our deductible would also increase?
That would be the increase. So going from that 200 to the 350, that would be the increase. That would be the SIR then if you were to decide to go with that. And again, that's not something I'm recommending. That's up to the village, of course, and to what you want to do in terms from a budgetary standpoint. But I just wanted to, I went back to my underwriters and say, hey, give me a couple of options to see. We got a great renewal. Maybe they might want to take on some more risk if we wanted to save the money from a budgetary standpoint. I know usually it's the other way around. You want to lower your SIR if possible, but even if we had that option, that means your premium would go up. So the more responsibility on the carrier, the more they're going to charge in premium. So over the years, they have went up all over in Cook County. And actually, Sauk Village is one of the lower SIR programs in the Cook County area for a village of this size. The average goes about 300 to 500. I got some that's at 750 for law enforcement. When you get to 150 to 200,000, that's actually on the lower side of an SIR program. And that's one of the reasons that Liberty non-renewed, because your SIR was too low for them. Yes, ma'am? So SIR works similar to a deductible. So you have a claim, car accident, and you're responsible, well, I won't say car accident, but you hit someone and someone gets hurt, auto liability. So you would pay from what your SIR is, which is the $200,000. After that, the insurance company covers everything after that up to that $10 million limit that you currently have. So it works similar like a deductible. And with an SIR, just so you understand too, once a claim happens, you pay that money over time as the claim develops. So it's not as if you have a claim immediately, you got to fork over $200,000, for that claim. That claim may not never reach that. So it's how the claim develops over time. So you may be paying on that claim for 2 or 3, 4 years before it may even reach that SIR, if it ever reaches it. So I don't want you to think every time you see a claim, you're forking over $200,000 or $500,000 as the claim develops. So actually with an SIR type program, even if you had the option to go fully insured, I would challenge that you look at both, because at least with an SIR program, you may look like you're paying a lot up front, but you're saving money on the premium side. Because if you were eligible for a fully insured plan, you'll probably be paying double to triple these premium amounts I'm showing you. And you'll be paying that amount whether you have one claim or 100 claims. So that's when it gets down to proper policies and procedures, making sure things are done properly, so we make sure when we're able to litigate claims, we're able to say, hey, the village did everything they were supposed to do from A to Z. And that helps to keep claims down. So this type of plan has its pluses and minuses, I guess is what I'm saying. But you can definitely save money with a plan like this because you're paying for pure claims. You're not just paying premium whether you use it or not. Okay, and so I have one more option too that we looked at. We said, okay, what if we wanted to go to 500,000 in the SIR across the board for everything? That would bring the premium down to about 7% down from your current premium. So from that 1.2 million, it would bring it down to $1,159,060. I'm sorry, $1,159,061.
Is that the extra sheet that you said that you brought with?
Yes, yes.
May I ask Anthony if you may not receive this, please? Thank you. And while he's doing that, can you share with me what page are the options on?
That would be the one that Mr. Finch is going to make the copies of for the options.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So it would just basically be an addendum to the page 17, the premium summary. While he's making those copies, are there any additional questions that you may have for me?
Any questions, trustees? Trustee Dr. Burns?
Yes, I was looking for the loss run report. I didn't see that in your PowerPoint here for total amount.
Okay. Yeah, the loss runs are something typically that we will provide to the village upon asking, and then you can share with the village because it does have a lot of sensitive information and there's a lot of open litigation into that. So I don't usually typically put that in this type of proposal just because of open litigation. But that is something that I'm sure, I guess you talk with the mayor and the policy because those loss runs will go directly to the village. And then you can definitely see those. But a lot of those have a lot of open claims with open litigation. So, sometimes we can't discuss those in open forum at this point.
But it would be beneficial for administration to have it as we are reviewing
Absolutely.
our amounts that we're setting for insurance.
Okay.
So I guess this question would go to the VA and the mayor. Do we have this?
Not totally solidified, I would say. I mean, I have seen over the last couple of days, and I think the last couple on Friday and today, emails relative to lost run, but I can't say that it's definitive. So that's something that I'll have to check on. Okay? You're welcome. Anyone else? No?
Also, is it possible that we can know how much the village is paying out of pocket in the SIR?
Give me a mic, please.
Is it possible that we can know how much the village has paid out of pocket under the SIR in the last 5 years from the 5-year loss?
For which,
So from the 5-year loss in work, pretty much just asking in work on the 5-year loss run report.
is that in every instance or overall? Overall. Is that something that you can?
No, I absolutely can, and I thought I printed that page. I don't, but if give me 1 second, I may have it on my phone here because I actually did that. I did that report, so I do have that info. Let's see. So over the last 5 years, the portion you've been responsible for under the SIR is $1,181,126.
Say that again, please.
$1,181,126. And that's your portion of the SIR that you have paid out over the last 5 years over all funds. And again, it's over a 5-year period.
I know when we spoke last week, I asked you about a 10-year window in terms of being covered, and you gave me the answer that in a lot of instances we have 10 years. Can you speak to that for the trustees? Because I will be talking to them about that when we go into executive session after this meeting.
So when you say the 10 years, you are referring to?
It was, you said that, where is it? The coverage is, oh, for instance, public officials liability retroactive date is 12/31/2010.
Yes. Okay, so she's talking, as the mayor's asking about retroactive dates. So on some policies, you would have a retroactive date that would go back to a date, usually 10 years, 5 or 10 years before the renewal date. And the reason being is because a lot of times you may get a claim or a case that may come up today that happened 3 years ago. So that retroactive date goes back to make sure that you encapsulate those claims. Because the claims was made today, even though it happened 3 years ago. And depending on the structure of the policy, you got some policies that may not go back to that date, even though you have claims in that year. They go back to when you made the claim. So you have that retroactive date that gives the village protection. So for example, let's say it was some type of assault, and we didn't know about the assault, and they said it today, but it happened 5 years ago. So it's to make sure the village is covered.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yes, Trustee Sapp.
On the premium summary, we have general liability, and then we have a number of different liabilities, so what does general liability cover?
You said general liability, and I'm sorry, I missed the other one.
We have certain different liabilities.
So all of these are your different, these are all your various lines of coverage. So these are all the coverages that you have that are included in this policy, from your property to your general liability, auto physical damage, public officials, law enforcement, employee benefits, sexual misconduct, employment practices, pollution, and crime. All of those are policies that are included within the program, and they all cover different specific things.
So what is the general liability cover?
That would be your general stuff. So let's say somebody slips on one of your sidewalks and break their legs. Someone comes in here and they slip and fall on the floor and they sue. That's the kind of falls up. So anything that happens on village property would pretty much fall under your general liability.
Anything else, trustees?
Yes, and what we're looking at are the deductibles, correct? Or the face of the insurance policy. So for property, that's $100,000 face value. I'm actually looking at the sheet that you just got.
Oh, okay.
The premium summary.
Yes.
So she was asking a question, I'm asking, what we're looking at in the second column are the face policy values or the deductible value?
So those were your limits so the first where it says limit summary, those are your limits. When you get to the SIR summary, those are the SIRs. So those are your SIR / deductible, whichever you want to call it.
So these are the deductibles.
Those are the deductibles, yes. And so as you see with the property now, you're at $100,000 across the line. You see on the new policy that goes down to $25,000.
Anything else? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, could you provide us with how many claims were filed for stolen money?
I wouldn't know that off the top of my head, but I could definitely look at it and let you know.
For what period of time, trustee?
Let's do for the last 5 years.
5 years, okay.
And is it internal or external sources, or both?
I just want to know the total, so that could be internal and external.
Any other questions? Typically what happens committee of the whole and his presentation. Trustees normally come back with even more questions, even though your questions this evening have been outstanding. And also what generally happens is by the time we have this presentation, we're under a very short timeline for approving it. And this year is no different than the last one. No difference this time. This insurance expires on March 27th. We do not have another board meeting before March 27th. But that has occurred in the past before. This is coming on the 24th.
This was for the first board meeting, because we missed last week. We won't have the meeting tomorrow, but the board meeting is the 24th.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our next meeting is on the 24th of March, which is a board meeting. Okay? So, I was under the impression that we would not have a board meeting before the 28th, but that will be on the board agenda for the 28th. So, can you please make note of that? Now, one other thing though, I am going to ask that we go back over and have a review of the differences between option 1 and option 2 on the page that you just presented, so that when it is placed on the agenda, we will be able to decide then if we prefer option 1 or option 2 as well.
Yeah, so I'll just include this in the proposal, and I will send another one over to Mr. Finch, and that way you'll have, yes.
Okay, is that okay, trustees?
That's fine, and yeah, I wanna make sure that we,
Okay, is that okay, trustees? Yes.
and don't forget.
Yeah.
Sorry, you said what?
No, he's adding to what you're saying, make sure that you do not forget to see what our cost will be from the flood and earthquake.
If we're able to lower those.
Thank you.
I will definitely look into that and let you know. And just for food for thought too, as you look at and digest all of this too, when you're looking at the possibility of increasing the SIRs with these insurance carriers, once you go up, it's very hard to come down. And if you come down, if you're able to, it's going to cost. So just keep that in mind. When you're looking at this, if that savings is needed now and you increase these SIRs, it'll be very hard to get them back somewhere in the future, just because of how the industry is right now in the municipal market. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're making a decision.
Trustee Sterling? Can you answer or can you answer?
Answer, but ask.
Is it relative to insurance?
Yes.
This is the time.
Okay.
Hi.
How you doing? Okay.
Hello? Okay, I wanted to know, I had a question, I wanted to know what claims have occurred in the last 5 years pertaining to any lawsuits, settlements, or insurance payments. Is that something that you can provide?
That would be part of the lost runs that trustee
Lost runs?
was referring
Okay.
to, so that's where you get to see all of that.
A
But I
couple
think,
of trustees have asked for that.
Yeah,
So
okay. Thank
he's
you.
going to get that for you.
yes, and that'll be something you can talk, of course, in closed session about, because a lot of those I don't share because there's still a lot of open claims and open litigation that
Right.
we're not able to discuss, but of course you guys can in closed session.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know I didn't know we'd already discussed the lost
Yes,
runs.
but I just want to give you this figure. I don't think you were here when I talked about it, but I did do an analysis over the last 6 years of renewals, where I gave a total amount that was paid in premium and what was paid in claims. Yes. So just to let you know, in the last 6 renewal cycles, the village has paid $4.5 million in premium. It's not in the report. It's not in there. If you want, I don't know if you want to jot it down. But in claims paid by the carriers, they paid out $7.8 million, 7.85 to be exact. So they paid out more in claims than they've collected in premium. Okay. So again, thank you all for allowing me to come and talk and represent the village. Again, a 5% renewal is very good considering some of the things we have going on right now, but of course, it's your pleasure if you want to look at some of these other options. So again, thank you, and I'm looking forward to working with you all. And if you have any questions in the interim before the 24th, just please let me know. Mayor, I will make sure they get this addendum included in the report.
And I am going to ask trustees if you have any additional information. Okay, can I finish talking? Thank you. You guys, help me. You're good tonight. I am going to ask that at once, Mr. Taylor Lee, if you have any questions at all, please get your question to the clerk so that we can compile one list and send them all to him at one time, and we won't be sending piecemeal. Okay, so we'll have everything collective. You will know what others asked, what he responded to others, and likewise. Now, Trustee Sapp.
What does ACV stand for? ACV.
Actual cash value.
Okay? Thank you, sir, for your
All
time.
right, thank you.
We appreciate
All
it.
right, thank you.
Moving on, we're going to go to public comment. And pursuant to the Illinois Open Meetings Act, the public is permitted to address the public body, and each speaker may speak up to 3 minutes. And in this instance, it's on agenda items only. If you wish to comment, question, anything based on what we've talked about this evening during this special committee of the whole meeting, I'm going to ask that you stand at the podium and get in line now. If you wish to provide comment on agenda items only, please get in line and prepare to do so now. I am calling for the 3rd time. Anyone who desires to bring forward public comment on this insurance that we talked about this evening, you may stand in line now. Seeing no other movement, we have one person that will bring public comment. Clerk, it's on you.
Go ahead.
Jeffrey Burns, resident. Madam Mayor, I hate to be redundant, but I ask the same question every year. It seems to me that we wait till the 9th hour, and it seems like it becomes a last minute thing, and then you guys don't have that much time to go over the options that we have. No disrespect to Cliff, but every year I ask, when is this due? When does it have to be renewed? And once again, why do we wait till the 9th hour? Thank you.
And I am going to answer that question because just like you, for the last 8 to 9 years, I always had that same question. And Mr. Taylor will tell you, he will tell you. I bring that to him every year. Even sometimes when we're down at IML, I ask him, where are we now? Even this past Friday when we met with him, I asked him why. I was very, very diplomatic, I believe, when I shared with him that it's totally unacceptable. However, what he has maintained religiously, any and every time he's been asked that question, is a lot of times the companies are not forthcoming with their quotes, and he continued to gather and collect the best quotes for us, and sometimes, and it's at the last minute. But the other day I did tell him, give us what they have. Give us what they're giving you now, and if we can negotiate later, we'll do that. But you're absolutely right. This is not a good position for the trustees to be in with little or no time. But at least they do have an extra week to read through this stuff and collect their thoughts and ask questions. In the past, we've not even had that. It was committee meeting one day, the next week they had to vote on it. So we're a little bit, not all the way, but just a little bit better. Thank you for your question.
Can I respond?
You sure may.
So yes, just for clarification, so when we start the renewal process, we usually start 60 to 90 days out. We started this process at the end of December, beginning of January. So when we go out and submit and go through all the different carriers, we go out to whoever that would be retained. Now, I have no control when the underwriters decide to respond back to us, and once they respond, then I get to go back and forth and negotiate. This year with Liberty Mutual non-renewal, that put us in a little bit more of a difficult stance too, because now we're going to areas where the company is non-renewing. That's not a good look, even though we're able to get 5%. So I can come and start in January, but we'll just be sitting here, talking about the game watch. That's exactly what we're doing, because I don't have any responses from the underwriters. I'm kind of at their mercy, but when they respond, and once they respond, it's when I'm able to start to negotiate with the carriers to make sure we're getting the best rates. So believe I'm not trying to come here last minute in something that's serious or something that's that's on purpose. It's to make sure that we're getting everything we can to make sure we're getting the best, giving you the best terms and the best that possible.
Thank you. It is 7:48. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Trustee Johnson, motion. May I have a second? Second. It's been moved and seconded. May I ask that we adjourn by common consent? Yes. Aye. All in favor? Wonderful. Our other special meeting is supposed to start at 7:30. Do you need 5 minutes? But we have to open the meeting first. No, we have another meeting.
I know.
So that's when we'll go into executive session. Okay? No, yeah, it's not on that agenda. It's not on the agenda. Okay? Do what's your pleasure. Do you need a couple minutes or do we move right into it? Let's move right into it. I would like to call the special call meeting for the board with the corporate authorities to order at 7:50. May I ask that you each stand and join me for reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Burns?
Here.
Trustee Johnson?
Here.
Trustee Jones?
Here.
Trustee Sapp?
Here.
Trustee Sterling?
Present.
Trustee Dr. Winston?
Here. Thank you.
Pastor Pitts is not here to give our meditation this evening. However, we found that it's been very fruitful when members of our audience and or trustees provide us a meditation. Know that meditation does not necessarily have to mean prayer. If you have a word that you would wish to share with us or to read to us, we would be happy to hear that. May I ask for a volunteer? Thank you. Whatever God lays on your heart.
Oh, gracious Father, we come first of all just to say thank you. Thank you for this day. Thank you for keeping us. Thank you for protecting us. Oh, gracious Father, I ask as we continue to go forth in handling the business of the village, that you would decrease us so that you can get the increase. If you do these things, oh gracious Father, we'll be so ever careful to give you the honor, the glory, and the praise. In your Son Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. I am going to ask for a motion to go into executive closed session.
So moved.
It's been moved by Trustee Johnson. May I have a second?
Second.
Moved by Trustee Johnson, seconded by Trustee Burns. Any questions? Hearing none. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Burns.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee Jones. Trustee Sapp.
Yes.
Trustee Sterling.
Yes.
Trustee Dr. Winston.
Yes. Thank you. We are going to move into executive closed session. We're hoping not to be in that session long. And when we come back, guess what? We want to see each and every one of you still here with us. Oh, I'm sorry. We have to state in open session the main reason for going into closed session. We are going in to discuss employment as well as litigation. Okay. I'm going to ask for a motion to reconvene. So moved by Trustee Johnson. May I have a second? Trustee Burns seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Burns. Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee Jones.
I'm sorry, present.
That's Jones, right? Where's Dr. Johnson? That's Jones. Okay, all right, Trustee Jones is not staying. Trustee Sterling. We're voting to come back.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
this is another roll call. I say you are in attendance.
Yes, present.
Okay, Trustee Sapp.
Yeah.
And Trustee Dr. Winston.
Here.
Okay.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the minutes? No, I'm going to ask the village clerk to handle number 3, which is the approval of the minutes. Is your desire to
C, I'm going to ask, in the future, if you look at the minutes and the agenda, you do need to amend it and review, because I did not ask if there were any amendments to the meeting. But she's asking to remove 3C, because those minutes aren't correct.
So moved.
We already took out.
She has to amend it.
To the amendment?
Yeah,
Oh,
she has to amend it.
Okay.
You have a second to amend to remove C. Second. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Now may I have a motion to approve journal proceedings? Excuse me. Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the journal proceedings for February 10th, and that is a board meeting.
So moved.
It's been moved by Trustee Johnson. May I have a second? Second. It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions? Board discussions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Burns?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Sapp? Yes. Trustee Sterling?
Yes.
Trustee Dr. Winston?
Yes. May I have a motion to approve the journal proceedings for February 17th, 2026, that committee of the whole meeting?
So moved.
May I have a second? Second. It's been moved by Trustee Johnson, seconded by Dr. Winston. Please call the roll.
Trustee Burns?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Sterling?
Yes.
Trustee Sapp? Yes. Trustee Dr. Winston?
Yes.
Mayor, I have a question.
Yes.
When we first came in, we took roll call that we were doing. But I have written down that we took a motion and a second to remove, but then we took an amendment. Did we do that twice, or is my notes wrong?
We didn't do that piece twice.
Okay, so what we did was we came in and we said we were here, right?
You want to ask me, allow me to answer?
Sure.
Thank you very much. So what we did at the beginning, there was a motion to reconvene the regular board meeting. We took a vote to reconvene the meeting. Then I asked you to do roll call.
I got you. Thank you.
Thank you, because everyone wasn't here.
And there was a lot of commotion, so that's why I wanted to correct it. Gotcha.
Okay, it is now time for public comment. This is a special meeting, so regardless of what it states under public comment, know that public comment during special call meetings are for agenda items only. It's not an opportunity for you to speak on anything that's concerning the village, because this is a special meeting. If anyone have any comments, public comment, questions that's dealing with agenda items only, I ask that you get in line. I'm not seeing any movement, but I typically like to give you 3 opportunities. So the second opportunity, if you wish to give public comment, please get in line now. For the third and final time, if you wish to make public comment, please get in line now. Hearing none, we're going to go on to new business. Under new business A, we'll look at financial matters. May I have a motion to approve transfers, payroll, and accounts payable distribution in the combined amount of $262,656.88 and authorize the finance department to remit those payments?
So moved.
It's been moved by Trustee Johnson. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved by Trustee Johnson, seconded by Trustee Dr. Winston. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Burns?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Sterling?
Yes.
Trustee Sapp?
Yes.
Trustee Dr. Winston?
Yes. That motion carries. Now, number B, I'd like to preface it before I call for the motion. only thing this motion is asking of you is that we accept it for our records, because really, we have no choice, but this is a procedural matter. So may I have a motion to accept the reporting and insights of the 2021 audit as presented by Mayor Tiller? So moved. I have a, thank you, Trustee Dr. Winston. May I have a second? Second. It's been moved and seconded. There any questions, debates? Yes.
So you're saying that you're saying we're not approving or disapproving of this
You're just accepting
motion,
it for the record.
but we are accepting the presentation that was given, or we are accepting the disclaimer of opinion?
All of the above. It is the presentation that's presented, the 5 documents that they gave, they will go in our permanent records. Any other questions? Yes.
Due to the disclaimer of opinion, which is unable to form an opinion, which was worse than having an opinion at all, can you please inform the board and residents the plans of compliance? I did make a statement last week, and one of the trustees did piggyback off of pretty much the same action plan. We have a procurement policy. What about the financial policy? It's been about 3 weeks, so we won't have it yet. You know, like we probably getting started in that.
Thank you for that question. I believe that when the procurement plan was presented to you, you were asked to review that procurement plan as well as to go back and review the financial policy and procedure, and to make any recommendations to the 2 individuals who developed them. And I'm not certain if trustees have done that, because neither one have informed me that there were readiness for it to come back before the board. So, yes, we do plan on doing a corrective action plan. That would be one of the first things that we would do. And even though it will not carry over in terms of the 2022, 2023, 2024, because those items have occurred, and that auditor, he said 22 is probably going to be exactly like 2021. However, we as a board, we can be responsible for what's going forward. But what is in the files now or is not in the files, we can't bring it back. We can go to the bank and collect their records. Other than that, there's not very much that we can do, but we will be developing a corrective action plan. We will be creating one. It's the expectation that they will develop a corrective action plan, and that corrective action plan will be brought before you, the trustees.
Okay, you said for the trustees, so is it only certain individual trustees? When are we supposed to meet?
When are we supposed to meet?
You said as far as coming in and giving an opinion or...
Oh, no, I think that they asked for you to give them that by email. They sent out an email asking for your input. I know that when Director Fred gave his presentation, he asked for you to give it to him. There is no meeting. There's no meeting scheduled. They're asking for your insights. No, Fred mentioned it on the floor. He mentioned it on the floor when he walked through it. Oh, she's saying both of them mentioned it on the floor. I thought though I saw one, and maybe the clerk can remember, where she could have sent one to Anthony, or Anthony sent it on his own, asking that trustees compare the two and see where there may be a disconnect or where you would like something firmed up. So that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for your feedback. Not at a meeting necessarily. They're waiting for your feedback so they can go back and amend what they've already given to you so that then they can come back and present it after you've given your feedback. Yes, Trustee Johnson.
I feel like the motion that you stated was improper because it states insight.
Thank you.
So,
Oh,
what you stated
I finish?
earlier is not correct because when you use the word insight, that's asking us to accept that of their findings.
That's the name of the document.
On that book?
Yes.
You're talking about?
Yes. That's the name of the document. That's the title.
Right, which is their findings, right?
They called it Reporting and Insights of the
Right.
2021, and that's what I'm asking for, so I'm not seeing how that's improper.
Okay.
Thank you. Did you have your hand raised?
Mr. Finch provided us with the financial policy during the budget review. That's when he gave the trustees the financial policy for us to review. And he did ask, there was a date that was listed that he wanted it to go forward for a vote.
Can you share that with her, please?
I know the book you're talking about. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anything else? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Burns? Yes. Trustee Johnson?
No.
Trustee Jones?
No.
And Trustee Sapp?
Yes.
And Trustee Sterling?
No.
Okay, and Trustee Dr. Winston?
Yes.
And the other.
For the record, for the,
I just want to make sure that we're going to get through this meeting, man.
I know
I just
we
want to make sure that you're
are. I know. For the record, the mayor will break the tie, and I say that we will accept the recording in insight of the 2021 audit as presented by Baker Tilly. Moving on to number 6, ordinance and resolutions. A motion to approve the resolution to authorize the submission of an application to request Cook County CDBG funds for program year 2026.
So moved.
Thank you. Trustee Johnson moved. May I have a second?
Second.
I'm sorry, who seconded it?
Trustee Jones.
Thank you, Trustee Jones, second. Any questions or debates? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Burns?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Sapp?
Yes.
Trustee Sterling?
Yes.
Trustee Dr. Winston?
Yes.
That motion carries. Reports of officers. I'm not going to give a long, lengthy report. I just want to remind everyone that Village has a couple of sponsored events coming up. Those items are on the back table. One of them is the electronic recycling, and I am going to ask that you take this opportunity to declutter your homes. And as you're doing yours, if you would please come to my house, I'll give you the address offline to help me declutter mine. So, but no, I'm just kidding with that. But there will be electronic recycling on the 28th, which is a Saturday from 9
Madam, what day did you say that was again?
the 28th of this month from 9 to 12. Also on the 5th Tuesday of this month, which is the 31st, we are going to have another town hall meeting. This one, again, is focusing on energy efficiency and resources. We have our very own Deputy Chief Stephen Barrett, who will be our presenter. He has a wealth of information to share with residents. Know that this event and the other ones are at no cost to taxpayers. However, We provide refreshments and a multitude of information, and we usually have some type of gifts, bags, or whatever that we provide for you that are energy efficient, that will help you as you make your home more energy efficient. We have to find ways to save money as much as we can. So I'm really hoping to see as many of you there at both events, because the Cook County Sheriff's Office is the one who does the electronic recycling. Our police department does the prescription drugs, and Cook County also will do shredding, but they do the shredding of your paper goods off-site, but you can trust that once you put it down in this little box or whatever, it's in good hands and it's not going anyplace but to the heavy-duty shredder. So I'm hoping that once they dedicate staff to come out on a Saturday to work to help us, that we don't disappoint them, and we show out and let them know, yes, Sauk Village really need this resource, because I've already booked them for 4 dates this year already, and if we don't have a good showing, they may be reluctant to continue on with us and thinking that we may not need it. I think that that concludes what I would have to say.
What time for the town hall?
The town hall is at 7 o'clock. And initially we stated that it was going to be in the community center, but I really think that it's going to be in the senior center. But just keep a lookout. How many of you got an email from me today? Can I see a show of hands? How many got an email? Only 3 people? 4 people? Okay, there's a form in the back, little half sheet. I need you to fill that out for me before you leave so I can add you to our email so that you can get information from me. It's one way that we do communicate with the residents. Moving on, village clerk.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. First of all, the library called me today to ask me if anybody was interested in working with them on the Easter program. I sent an email last week. They're looking for candy. They already have the bikes and the baskets and everything else they pretty much need. But if you're willing to donate or be a part of the program, please talk to the library by Monday, March 23rd. They'll be baking eggs through the rest of the week with the program. And second of all, at the back table there's 9 samples of a village sticker. We had a new idea this year that we asked the trustees to develop a sticker of their own choice. And 3 trustees took advantage of the contest. And all 3 of them designed 3 stickers. I didn't ask for 3. They all came up with 3. And they're all pretty much the same of their own design. So the statement this year is going to be a lot about family and community coming together. So 5 people judged these stickers. I was not a judge. I didn't want to be a judge because I like them all. But I do want to thank Trustee Dr. Winston, Trustee Aretha Burns, and Trustee Michelle Sterling. You guys did a phenomenal job. We jumped right to the effort. It was really hard to choose, but the winner is Trustee Burns. The winning sticker on the back table there is in the...
Which one of them?
The bottom left-hand corner. I'm sorry, Matt? You said which one was?
She was asking which one.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting ready.
Well, sometimes people don't give you an opportunity.
It's in the bottom right-hand corner, and for the residents, there's a bigger paper on the table, and it says, Village of Sauk Village, rising together in service to community, building to the spirit of excellence, commemorative trustee edition 2026. And then I think it says, love, unity, leadership, and community. It was great job. Great job to all of you. Like I said, I didn't want to be a judge, but I think they were all great. So the sticker has already been ordered. Sticker sales will go on sale May 1st, so they will be on time. And the last thing, Mayor, I don't want to be contrary, but I do have to ask you a question. I know this is a special meeting, but it's a special meeting regarding a board meeting. The board meeting, public comment is usually open to anything for discussion, and our residents are used to being able to. I just want to make sure for the next time we have a board meeting that's a special meeting, I should exclude anything other than what's on the agenda.
Exactly.
Okay, I just want,
Exactly what
I've
the
never
code
seen it
said.
that way.
Okay.
But if that's how you want it.
That's how I want it,
Okay.
according to how the code says.
That's fine.
And that's
I
something
didn't
you
do it.
put back to me today.
Yes, ma'am. I
Is
want to be
there
right.
a report from our legal counsel? Legal counsel? No report, okay. The engineer's not here. Is our zoning board of appeals, chairperson Mary Sauk, do you have anything? No report, but can you guys all join me as we wish him a happy birthday? Okay. Thank you. No, I came in doing it. I Sarah know he didn't tell me to
I
be
said it to
quiet.
him already.
Yeah, he didn't tell me to be quiet, but I'm certain that he wanted me to. Committee comments of the Board of Trustees. Trustee Burns.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening to the board and to all of our residents. I am going to formally take this opportunity to let our board and our residents know that I am very excited to share our newest addition to our Village of Sauk business family, and that is the Courtyard Tech Cafe. The Courtyard will bring a fresh and welcoming space where technology, community, and entertainment, small business opportunities can come together. A place for residents to connect, learn, and grow. As we celebrate this new business, we must also continue to support our strong businesses right here that we already serve and that already serve us. We have our Village Medical Center. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. We also have Forks and K's, which is a family style dining. We have Wool's Barbecue and Chicken here. We have the Burrito Taco Station. We have it right here in our village. We also know that we have our Family Dollars, our Walgreens. We have On Point Barbershop and other barbershops here. We have the Linnet, the Bagel Hall. We actually have two here in the Sauk Village, BFF, and we also have the Leopard Room Bagel Hall. So our village have quite a few small businesses, and I would just encourage us to really think twice about going outside of our village to shop. The more we shop with our businesses here in Sauk Village, the more our businesses will become acquainted with us and participate in all that we do. Right now, our businesses are very low participation because we want to make sure that we're encouraging them with our support to participate in everything that we do. And as the newest small business in Sauk Village, I'm going to make sure that we do that and connect with our businesses much more. When we support our businesses, we're stronger together, we create opportunities, we build our community and thrive, and together we rise. So the newest business will be the Courtyard Tech Cafe. It's going to be a wonderful addition to our village. So let's give a hand to our newest family member, the Courtyard Tech Cafe. And please, do all you can to keep our dollars, our support in our own community. And I guarantee you, we will see the difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Burns. And I'm going to say, just for transparency's sake, and so that I'm not accused of showing favoritism, this board has stated that we would not give a business license or allow a business to open. Not giving permission, but just for the record, because it's been stated before, in order for a business to open here, they must come before the board at a committee of the whole meeting. Some of you have been very emphatic when you stated that, and that is not what's happening now, but I appreciate the Burns taking the opportunity to give us an expose of all of the other businesses here, but we are still not doing what we ask our other businesses to do. And we must be fair, because I don't want any more flack than I already get.
And I want to I want to comment on what the mayor is saying. There is no policy, there is no procedure that I am aware of or that has been presented to me as a trustee. I am technically the housing committee. My concern is mostly all of these businesses have not come before the board, and only ones that we have in the past required to come before the boards are the businesses that are making structural changes, businesses that need permits for structural changes, businesses that are non-existing as far as structural, and businesses that have to be built from something that did not exist to something that does exist. Now again, we have talked to our director of the village director, village administrator, that we need to get a policy in place so that we all, as people who want to open businesses and start businesses in our village, how we are to conduct it and which area direction we're to go. Now, there are differences in the type of businesses that come to this village. There are businesses that's raised from the ground. Yes, you need to come before the board. There are businesses that need major structure. Yes, because they require permits. But then there are businesses that's opening up all in pre-existing malls. So we as a board and as a village need to make it very clear to residents or others that want to come into this village which policy each business fall under. Should it come before the board for permission to bring that village to the village, or should it just come before the board and come before the mayor, the code enforcement, the village administrator, to discuss what you're bringing into the malls that already pre-exist. Now again, if there is no policy and no procedure on what we and communities are to do, then we're doing the best that we as businesses know. We also understand that several businesses has opened up, started working, because again, they have no direction and know what not to do. So again, I also want to protect the privacy of people who are opening businesses. I don't know circumstances and situations of everyone, and some I do. But I don't necessarily think that we must know who owns businesses. They have management teams and they have people who work. To know who the owners are for every business, again, that to me is a confidential area of protection. I don't want to put anyone's name or their business in jeopardy for any reason. So the businesses are coming. I do know that the courtyard did speak with the mayor, did go through inspection, did pass inspection, did turn in applications, did pay their fees. The business was told what to do and how to do it, and the Courtyard Tech Cafe, followed all the instructions that was given to operate as a business here in the village of Sauk Village. And others have done the same. So until that policy and procedure is put in place so that we are not confused about what to do and how to do it, we follow the procedures, and that needs to be honored because we follow proper protocol as we were given instructions. So this is what has happened, this is what has been done, and if there's a discrepancy, put a policy in place, put procedures in place, so we do not have to have discrepancies. One thing I want to make clear, these businesses that are renting out in these malls, when you accept these businesses, you have to pay, you start paying for your rents and your leases every single month. All the bills, light bill, gas bill, water bill, garbage bill, whatever is required. These people are leasing these properties, these spaces, and they have to start paying on these spaces. So we do need a very clear and concise area and order of direction for us as small businesses who's leasing spaces in these malls. And I would suggest you get the owners of the malls involved so they too will know what to do properly when they are leasing these spaces to tenants. We have no problem.
Thank you very much, and you're absolutely right. We need policy and procedures in almost every area, and we talked about that almost day
It's
one.
not done yet.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
I listened to you for a long time.
Is it done?
Let me finish.
Okay.
Thank you. When we came on, this administration acknowledged that the village has no formal policy and procedures in any area, and that it was needed. And the more FOIAs we get, the more lawsuits we get, the harder it is to move forward with the thing that's needed opposed to what's required. However, I do, for the record, because you said that you met with me, and I just do want to say for the record, I met with you and your spouse twice.
Yes.
And each time, I asked you to come before this board, not for their approval, but to do something that you very emphatically asked, as you were sitting right down there. It was at a committee meeting where you said, if anybody want to do business in this village, they need to come before the board first. We need to know. That was your
Yes, it was,
side
and
issue. So
yes, it was,
please,
Mayor.
Please, I have not yielded the floor to you.
Go ahead, Mayor.
So thank you.
Because I'm
And I'm not
confused.
asking
I'm
for
confused.
that. No, I did. I shared with you
I'm
every
confused.
step because you said no one told you. I shared with you every step.
I'm
The
confused.
only thing that I asked of you that hadn't been done.
Again.
And we're not going to do
respect
this.
privacy.
Okay?
I got to
No.
respect privacy.
No, we're talking about your business.
No.
No, we're not talking about anybody else's business. We're talking
I'm
about
respecting
yours.
my own privacy.
Okay. All
So
we
I
needed.
personally don't want to disclose, I don't want to disclose who the owners of the business are. They have a management team, and that business is
Burns,
a management
you
team.
are being disrespectful to me. I have asked to let me finish talking.
go ahead,
and
finish.
you're talking over me.
Go ahead,
And I'm
finish.
going to ask that you please stop.
Okay, go
Thank
ahead.
you, so that we can eventually move forward so that the other trustees can talk too. That's why these type of discussions are generally done at committee of the whole meetings, not in board meetings. Committee of the whole meetings is when any of the businesses that want to, now, we do have that process and procedure in place. The thing is, so we ask for process and procedures, then when we have them, you're selected with which ones you're gonna follow, and how and when. But you did not come before the board during the committee of the whole meeting. You have your license. No, you don't have your license because I haven't signed off on anything yet.
Correct.
You have the permit, you have all of that you paid. But we wouldn't even be doing this piece with your at least acknowledging that you're opening a business if I had not spoken with you just recently. And can we leave it at that? Because honestly, you knew what needed to be done. You opted and chose to do how you want. And
No,
that's
that's
fine.
not fair.
And
It's
that's
not
fine.
true.
Let's move on.
I did not know what was supposed to be done.
Trustee Johnson? Thank you. Trustee Jones?
Good evening. Public service requires transparency, accountability, and respect for the law. As trustee, I take the responsibility seriously. That is why I also requested documentation related to certain hiring decisions, the official board actions that authorize those positions. These are not unusual requests. As a trustee, I deserve to know, residents deserve to know, that public positions are created and filed through proper procedure, and that the use of public funds is supported by the Board of Trustees. There have also been statements suggesting that records from the prior administration no longer exist. Under Illinois law, municipal reports cannot simply just destroy politics or personalities. It is an optional. This is not optional in government. It is the foundation of the public and our residents. Deserve nothing less. I had a question behind that. As far as for the records and stuff that was destroyed, what follow-up action has happened? Was this reported to anyone, or we're just?
It was reported to the Illinois State Attorney General's office more than one time. It has been reported, but just like so many other infractions have been reported to that office, they take their time on responding to whatever it is they want to respond to. So we have no which were destroyed without going through the proper procedures in terms of record retention.
Okay. I was told that underlying financial records could not be produced by the administration. Can the administration explain these discrepancies, how the village certified to the auditors the records existed and were provided, and now it's stating that some records are available. I have a Sabina in, and now I have, it's still telling the same thing. But
And
they
he
have to
told you
tell
that
us
too. The Mr. Mallet, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly,
for the journal entries, they can turn those in as non-valid, as no response.
he didn't specifically state, I mean, the journal, what you're referencing is this much of everything that was needed in terms of records. And he stated that he did not get the record from 2021. He didn't get it in 2022. He didn't get it in 2023. He stated that even though as we looked for them, we could not locate them. So his premise is substantiated. They're not here. Did we have anything to do with those records not being here? Absolutely not. So it doesn't matter what law we cite in terms of record retention and the need for it. If they were destroyed, we can't get them back. There's nothing that can be done. There's nothing that we can do. Those were before 2007. Before.
Nothing was in the office to have anyone go over there to check and see if they could.
Do you hear what
I hear you. Did you
Okay,
hear me?
I'm saying the records that are over
You need somebody to go over there and check to see if there's files over there that you all are saying that's missing.
the only files that belong to the municipality that's still over in the police station are those that were there when Village Hall shared the space with the police department. This building opened in 2007. They brought over from the police station those files that they wanted. The others they left over there, and they are still there. The records that we need right now are from 2021, 2022, 2023. So no one that's been here over the last few administrations have packed up any files and have taken them over to the police station. No, they have
Has
not.
anyone been over there to check to see what's in
You
there?
can go check. You can go. Go check for it. Go check for it. And you'll see. You'll see. But I know that when he gave me a drive along and he walked me through the police
So
station.
no one has checked over there.
Okay,
So
are you
I
gonna
will
let
be able
me
to,
finish?
I will let you talk, I'm gonna let you talk, and I'm gonna talk too. This
Okay, but you
is
keep
a
saying
conversation
yourself
that
over
we're
me.
having.
I was saying.
I wasn't talking over you, I made a statement.
We're going to move on. Trustee Sauk, do you have any comments?
I have a question.
Thank you.
Technically, is the campaign open for business?
license. I don't think the clerk has signed a business license. I've not signed a liquor license. I don't think the clerk has signed a liquor license. I have not signed any of the documents that needs to be signed. I was presented a couple of them, I think, on Thursday evening, and I was walking out the door at that time, but I did go under the premise. We've not had a presentation at the committee of the whole on that particular business. It's only right and fair if we expect others to do so. That was just Thursday. I'm sorry?
Inspection. It's a new business, inspection needs to be done.
It's been, from what I could see, that has been done. Okay? But no, it did not come back on my desk today. Okay? Trustee Sterling?
Yes, I have two things. First question, dues.
Okay.
Does the village have a record retention policy in play? Is that something that I can look up?
The records retention policy is governed by the state,
So we don't
not
have
by
one
the
person to
village.
put together?
No, we have to contact them, and maybe this was before when I was the clerk. I came before the board, and we talked about the fact that we had no place to store things. We're totally landlocked here. And I shared with them that I had communicated with the particular department a couple of times, and they were supposed to schedule a meeting because they have to meet, come out, and personally look at and touch each of those records, and then they'll go back, do whatever research they need to, and then give approval for which ones that can be destroyed, which ones must be retained. Now, I saw that the clerk sent something out, what was that, about a week ago?
About record retention?
Yes.
Yes.
So she is working on getting them to come out and to do their job.
Second thing, for the past few days we've had this weather. It's been rain and everything's been going on. And so I've had several residents been reaching out to me about, Madam Clerk knows about that. One of our residents, she was concerned, was before we didn't all get all of the leaf pickup. So with that being said, it's covering most of these drainages. And so for that last hard rainfall we had from 215 Jeffrey all the way back to Oregon, it was flooded. And that's due to the drainage. I mean, it's not being drained. And so when I came home, I'm seeing residents trying to clean the drain, which I don't think they should be doing. So, long story short, I want to know, do we have a set record time? Mr. Finchke, can you answer that for him, or no? Do we have a set time when we clean these drainages, or
No,
how is the
I
process
will
go?
say this, that my history with being with the village we've had so many public works directors, but in the past, the public works director would stand and make an appeal to the residents to assist them when they saw that there was a lot of leaves, but not necessarily leaves, even debris, papers that fly around. When they say we're the Windy City, we are like the windy, and stuff just blows from every place. They have always asked. This time they have not, but they have always asked residents to please go out and to provide assistance whenever they can. Know that, just like you, I received a number of concerns expressed, and it has been brought to the Public Works, and they have been making every effort to go out there and to clean that up. In between that, they've been shoveling snow. And this is what I'm going to say, and I don't mean to sound uncaring, but all I can say is if TSA Oh, but not during the middle of a meeting?
I was asking that stuff.
Okay, but sometimes we don't do everything that somebody asks. No, that was definitely rude. But anyway, girl, please, this is amazing. But when we consider that because of the rains, the snows, the hail, everything that we've had over the last number of months that has caused air traffic to be impacted, it looked like you were reading to me. Okay, but when you consider that it causes air traffic to be impacted, it causes schools to close, it's even caused us to close a couple of times, and it causes businesses to, it's like if the weather, which we can't control, is impacting all of these different entities, then I would just appeal to our residents and appeal to you when our residents come to you.
They just want to get the leaves.
I know they want to get, but it's only so much you can do with the weather as it is. I mean, the only thing that we haven't had, well, you would think that at my house I've had one with all the branches that's off in my yard, but it's only so much you can do when the weather does not act with you, if they don't agree with you.
They did come out Saturday night at 8 to 12 o'clock. So public workers are working. Keep in mind, the residents have rights on everything, but we have limited staff. But they did come out 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock Saturday night. The street flood. But if the residents can assist, like those man over the front of their house, it goes a long way. They can't be all over town, and then we must try to serve costs. They cannot be up overnight doing overtime all weekend. They did come out Saturday night.
I don't think they need to do overtime like that. I'm just saying what they but they were out. Were you on the 215? They were on 215?
I know that around 216, 217, Clyde, Peterson, those are some of the calls that I received, and I reported directly to Public Works to cover. So, and I know that Orion is a little further east of that, but I would think that when they were in that area, they covered all of it.
Yeah, because I'm just saying the resident, she just wanted to know because it was like a lake over there, and it was there for quite some time. But this is something that has happened with them several times on 215 with the drainage being blocked. So
I know I have to clean out my drainage in my development a lot of times. I have to go and and it's not directly in front of my house, but sometimes we have to be neighborly and help one another. I mean, I know that ultimately it's the village's responsibility, but if the village can't get to it all, then we have to take steps to make it right for us.
Well, that's why I was asking, was it a set time? Because
no,
I don't know if there was
a set time.
Not I'm saying not a set time, but a procedure in which you say, okay, this month or this 2 weeks, for 2 weeks we're going to go through this such block or whatever.
They do have schedules like that, but with this weather,
yeah, I know the weather,
as it's been, then any schedule that they could have possibly had, it just goes up in the wind, literally in the wind, because it's been so windy. Trustee Dr. Tanya Winston.
I know I went out there and raked my leaves myself. And thank you, Miss Henrietta, because she came around the corner and saw me and helped me. I did my own. Because trying to drive into it, my car was sliding. So I would like to just remind, this is leading up to the third Saturday, CSN, Community Support Network, will be at the library from 10 a.m. to noon. And this month we will be talking about kidney awareness. March is kidney awareness. So information, a nurse sorority will be there to hand out information regarding kidney awareness, how we can take care of our kidneys so we can stop opening up all the dialysis centers around us. Also, our very own Chief Sanders will be there to meet and greet and talk with residents who come that may have questions and or concerns about public safety. Ends my report.
Thank you. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you, Sir Johnson. May I have a second?
Second.
Did you say? What's your question? You know, when you consider that the person that brought that discussion talked about the privacy and all of that, I would like to assist in maintaining your privacy, so I will communicate directly with her instead of the trustee in an open meeting, okay? Because I want to respect her desire for privacy. Thank you. It has been moved by Trustee Johnson. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved in second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the meeting is adjourned.